She stood with her chin raised slightly, her hair pulled back tight, and her hands in chains. Prosecutors described her as calculating, dangerous, and the true mastermind of the crime. The narrative had shifted. In this trial, Sandy was portrayed as the predator. Her defense attorneys tried to humanize her. They brought up her unstable home life, her mother's addiction, and her repeated placements in foster care. She had dropped out of school in the 9th grade. She had started running away at age 13, and by the time she met Holly, she was already a traumatized and directionless teenager. She was searching for love, her attorney said. She found it in the wrong place, and it led her down a horrific path. Still, the evidence was overwhelming. Prosecutors presented notes written by Sandy that discussed killing the Franklins as early as a month before the murders. Witnesses testified that Sandy bragged about cutting throats and getting rid of the old people. Even more damning, a recording of Sandy after her arrest, telling an officer they had it coming. Unlike Holly, Sandy didn't testify. She sat silent through most of the trial, occasionally glancing at her mother, who showed up for only 2 days. On April 3, 2005, Sandy was also found guilty of 2 counts of murder and sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms without parole. There was no outburst, no tears, just silence. The 2 girls, once passionately bonded by love and desperation, were now separated forever, condemned to spend their lives behind prison walls, their stories sealed in blood. Life behind bars. The Georgia Department of Corrections processed Holly and Sandy within days of their sentencing. Both were classified as level 5 inmates, maximum security, to the nature of their crimes and their sentences. Holly was sent to Pulaski State Prison, a sprawling high-security women's facility. Sandy was assigned to Lee Arrendale State Prison, the largest female prison in Georgia, nearly 2 hours north. They were never allowed to communicate again. The prison system did not treat them as minors, though they were technically 16 and 17 at the time of their convictions. They were sentenced as adults and placed in the general population, with women serving decades or life for robbery, assault, and murder. Life inside wasn't easy. Holly quickly became known as the quiet one. She kept to herself, wrote in journals, and attended therapy sessions when allowed. Correctional officers said she appeared broken still, emotionally immature, clinging to the belief that she might someday be forgiven. She started attending religious services and eventually began working in the prison's kitchen. Her letters to her mother, Carla, were filled with apologies. "I still see her face, Grandma, when I sleep," she wrote. "She looked at me like I was still her little girl, even after everything." Carla visited